Hello, good people. Welcome back to the stream. Take a listen to this. I'm kind of going to keep it a little bit subdued today. As you can see, I left the boogie lights off and I've combed my hair to the side because I feel like just being a bit calmer today. I got so excited yesterday. It was like the most dope stream I've ever done. Everyone was chatting and like commenting and offering advice on the music. So that was very cool. And I got very excited. So now today, because I'm still recovering from a hip injury, I'm gonna just chill out a bit. But I don't make any promises. Maybe I'll be just as excited. In fact, it's already started. I got a comment on the stream before it even started because it's a scheduled stream. I'm like, Alex Zinz, Z and Z, Z and Z said, would love to finally participate in your stream, but it's going to the cinema. But going to the cinema this afternoon, we'll check out the VOD anyways. That's super rad. And I learned a new Gen Z piece of slang there, VOD, yo, view on demand. Let's bounce into this next scene. Here we go. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Brings it up a bit. I think that's nice and grungy. I think we can leave the pad for the second time this goes around. So we'll do I'm going to just remove some of these texture elements here and then let it build up slowly. So we still just got the main beat here with the guitar, and then we're going to drop into what I just deleted now, so it'll be the full thing. 2, 3, 4. Maybe we can bring it up some other way. But yeah, we'll be working on this again today. So if you're new to the stream, you don't know what this is, I make Ableton Live template packs. I release them via Patreon usually. Check out the stuff on Patreon. There's a link in the description for the free downloads. Patreon's actually done something cool in the last week. They have started to publish or give you analytics on where your traffic's coming from. So I can tell how many people are visiting the page from wherever, YouTube or my site or whatever, Google, direct, email, whatever. So that's very useful, like learning, you know, who I'm trying to serve here and where they hang out and how they hear about me. And yeah, and the cool thing about this track, we've actually got this filter which is just impacting the drums and the bass, but I'm going to duplicate that right now. So let's get over to auto filter over here, and I want to actually just get it on the actual pre-master, which is everything. So I run everything through the pre-master. I'll show you what I'm doing here on the right. Oops, a bit crunchy there. Cool. So this bus pre over here on the left is the master chain, so to speak. And then I am going to create a frequency cutoff for that, and I'm going to assign it to, let's just give it this one over here, 55, yeah. There we go, cool. I cut the whole thing off, which is quite cool. I'm going to show you what it looks like on the right. There we go, that one over there. Should we give it some res and give it a bit of squeakiness as it comes down? Yeah, I mean, choosing filter shapes and all that is actually quite an art, which is why like a lot of DJ decks place like loads of emphasis on like filter, you know, shapes and frequencies and stuff. I don't know, like Ableton's done some improvements with from 10 to 11. They focused on getting all these different filter types in here, like this one for example, OSR filter. Not sure what exactly the difference is here. Oh yeah, it's got the morph functionality, that's it. I mean, that's pretty cool, right? In fact, let's get one of these things on morph. I don't use it, I haven't used it before, but let's just screw around with it and see if we can get some. Just do it by ear. So it's like full circle, it's a circular thing once you go. It's like a notch filter. Just trying to see how the two interact. Okay, so that's some of the musical stuff we'll be looking at, or we'll be doing today at least. Hey, comment, Bobby Butler, what's up, dude? Are you based in South Africa? I absolutely am. I've been making music for about, well, my whole life, but I've been releasing music online for like the last 5 years. And yeah, where are you from? Are you also a Safa? I'm from Cape Town. I do this stream every day. I've been doing it every day for about 5 months now. And yeah, I'm starting to see some growth. Okay, cool. So let's just cut this for a sec. Cool, yeah. Oh, nice little tail reverb there. Bobby Butler, Brit/Capetonian. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by, man. I'm usually like, in a different space. There's like lights going, and I like, have a lot of fun. Today, we're practicing a little bit more calm. I'm recovering from a hip injury. I'm on Schedule 5 painkillers right now, so I thought I would just not exert myself too much. But the problem is I'm making really exciting music. Anyway, what's your story? Are you an Ableton producer? Are you someone who is interested in upping their game? Or I'm kind of like a hobbyist. I do this like 1 or 2 hours a day. And I spend a lot of time in admin, like how to release music everywhere. Creative Commons music. So I'm kind of a Creative Commons guy. I'm not like going for a DJ set or trying to be like a famous live musician kind of guy. I want to serve people who make videos and games, And my stuff's been used everywhere. It's got like, it really has like got tens of millions of plays now by this point, which is great. So I'm just taking advantage of that with this channel. And it's cool to see new faces. I really appreciate you stopping by. So I'm on track 9. If you take a quick look here, I'm just going to flip over to the right. Up in the top left here, track 9, Bobby Butler says, music producer and sound designer, just finished my degree with Point Blank and currently based in southwest of France. Rad. That's cool. Yeah, Point Blank, that's the online music school. Am I right? It's a really dope. I used to do blog writing, and they were like one of the leading kind of content providers for like tutorials and that kind of thing. So nice one, dude. What do you plan on doing with sound design? I know it's certainly more in demand than music production, so you'll get a lot of jobs just by being a sound designer. I think that's what I learned when I was producing audio fiction. Like a lot of the time, you'd get the job because you were doing sound design. But that's great to hear, man. And nice one. Well done on finishing your degree. So I don't think I'm going to go with like. I don't think there's going to be like a B scene in this piece. I think it's just going to be a steady build, where you like layer up, and then do a big drop, and then go down to this kind of sound. Straight up, like down in the corner like that. There, sorry, that's the sound I'm going for. Maybe a bit more res. Something's like just close the door of the club, that kind of sound. And we can almost fade it out from there, or just go to a massive reverb swell or whatever. Track endings are important. People sometimes use them to transition between one scene and the next in like storytelling. So you want it to not just end like as if someone's just stopped a loop. It's got to have some feeling to it. As much as you can afford to give when you're like releasing music, basically without charge for indies. So that's cool. Actually, I'm actually kind of happy with that. Sorry, dude, can't answer your phone now. I'm going to bounce. I'm not going to bounce this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move forward. I'm going to fork it and get going on track 10. So Bobby Butler says, Point Blank are based in London, have campuses in LA, probably going to move into film/TV for sound design eventually, but for now, moving into game audio. But I'm a massive synthwave fan, my go-to. Sweet, man, that's great. Yeah, and well, remember me when you're famous, because like game audio is pretty much, I haven't done anything to do with it. I'm completely informal, but if I had opportunities, I'd take them. I was writing music, mostly jazz, for a indie guy based in Beijing last year, about 2 months. If you go back through my live streams, you'll see I actually I work on camera. I show people what I'm doing. And there's one called Making Music for a 2D Point-and-Click Adventure Game. Somewhere back in like December last year, you'll see a series of about 40 videos that I did where I'm kind of piecing together this vintage jazz sound. But the game hasn't been released yet. And you know what? Like in my experience, I would say 80% of the projects that I start don't get finished because they're passion projects by people like me who don't have all the time in the world, self-funded maybe, and the other 20% are projects that maybe 15% are projects that like I don't know what happens to them, like I get paid and then that just disappears, and then the rest are ones where I know exactly what has happened with it. So it's kind of vague in that way. That's why I always, if I do commissions, I always get paid up front now. Like I don't start something unless, you know, I don't pick up the pen unless I get paid. Otherwise it's like, come on, let's build my project together, and you put in a bunch of work and then, you know, things just fall apart. Bobby Butler music, give me some kind of emoji. Looks like a warm emoji vibe. Anyway, cool, man. That's great. So are you releasing anything online? Are you doing like, you got a YouTube channel with music in the title, like me. Are you planning on putting out any kind of work? Is this YouTube like your demo reel? Is it like what you're using it for? Yeah. You know what I'm going to do? I haven't actually laid out this view really well. I'm going to just stick the chat box and the kind of black fade thing a bit to the right, I think. Just kind of get that over there. Cool. Yeah. I was doing this last week. I think that's better. Yeah, it kind of like lays out better. Okay, sweet. Cool. Let's go have a quick sip of water. Let's just give this another listen while we're playing. It's the low end stuff. Bobby Butler says, eventually I'll release official music, but for now YouTube will be a demo reel. Yeah, good move, man. Get stuff where people can see it. Yeah, I'm very open about like the shape of like my trajectory at least. I want to help people, but then the problem is I start like giving out, you know, figures and dates and stuff, and a lot of artists get scared of that kind of admin side of it. But like if you're interested in, you know, like, I'm a 42-year-old guy now. I've been releasing music online for 5 years. I've been producing music for almost 20, and I've been performing music since I was like a kid. So I've got some experience, and I've seen the internet like change everything. The total amount of money that I've earned as an independent music producer, literally making stuff from a bedroom and putting it online and doing various license deals and getting the occasional big hit, like, you know, film placement or something like that, is in the region of about $10,000. Okay, that's over a period of 5 years, and it's been so hit and miss. There's no way to predict where your next thing's coming from. Last weekend was a nice one for me. I made $200 for a license. So CBS Gem, which is a Canadian TV station, is using one of my pieces of music for about that much, payable via PayPal. So to all these back channels, it's very different to sort of the traditional industry that I think you might end up in with a degree. You'll probably find more like employment coming from a hierarchy. So someone will hire you to do something and pay you, be on a payroll. But with what I've done, it's always a hack. It's always like some hobbyist or someone who, and it doesn't make it easier the fact that I'm in South Africa, because that means like payment options are limited. I can't accept stuff like Venmo and direct from some US banks and that kind of thing. So it's just been this constant sort of slogging across the wasteland and learning, you know, how this whole system works and how the general populace thinks of the value of music. And that's kind of what I want to do with this channel as it grows this next year. I want to include more stuff about, like, you know, the business side of it, but also just what specifically for independent people, because I don't have any authority when it comes to like anything else, really, you know. But yeah, just so you know, what I'm doing now is I'm screwing on with Ableton and making templates, but I'm starting to think of the ideas for videos. Upcoming videos would be stuff like, okay, here are my figures, you can see everything that I've earned, here's what worked, here's something that was unexpected that worked, here's something that was expected that worked, etc. And I want to just pass that info on to people who like half my age, because predominantly the dudes who come and watch me on this channel, like, hey, I want to be like you one day, and I know very little about these people, but I sense that there's this kind of ambition without the knowledge, and I've got the knowledge, but you know, I don't need this to get by. This is like my side hustle, you know. And I think a lot of people, they realize when they see what I'm doing, it's like, oh, you can actually just have it as a side hustle. It doesn't have to be like all or nothing, you know. You don't have to be like the superstar hit runaway playing Wembley Stadium type of thing. Like, and Spotify and all these platforms really want you to think that. I want you to believe that, because that's their business model. They get you to upload your content for free, and then they ride, you know, they pass that on, and that becomes their shareholder value. But only if you feel special. But I'm kind of like not interested in like that whole thing. It's like it's taking advantage of people who are ignorant because they're young and inexperienced. So I want to pass on the knowledge about like how to do it yourself. You know, you can use all of these tools, these free tools. You can upload your stuff everywhere for like almost nothing, and you can use that to gain a following by being someone who shows up reliably. And that's the scarce commodity here. Music is not a scarce commodity. People don't pay for music. People pay for affiliation, they pay for recognition, they pay for a warm fuzzy feeling they get because that dude has showed up again, is talking to them, you know, like a normal human being and not trying to sell them something, you know. That's the type of thing that people support nowadays. That's, you know, dude, I'm ranting hard. You got me monologuing. I always go monologue. Okay, so I have forked this this piece of music. It's now track 10. So what I'm going to do now is actually just delete everything, because track 9 is what we're listening to, and I'm going to just start again. And what I typically do when I start from scratch with a new track is I leave all the plugins or the devices that I've set up in place, but I choose a new reference track. So you'll see here is 2 hours of music at the bottom, and that is the Cyberpunk 2077 game soundtrack. And what I've been doing is picking a track and then kind of giving it and like emulating it, you know, just listening to it, using it as a reference, and then trying to kind of copy it a bit, or just use it as an influence. But unfortunately, I can't play this for you now because then I get flagged for copyright on YouTube, which is totally understandable. So I'm listening at the moment. You can't hear it. Hopefully you can't hear it. And I'm trying to work out which track, as I select here, which track to include as the next one. They're all dark and dystopian. There's a whole like range of sounds in here. It's like there's new wave, metal, dubstep. These are all the sort of, they all got distortion on them, some kind of distortion, industrial sounds like 9 Inch Nails, that type of thing. That's the ballpark that we're talking about here. There we go. This one's got a rock influence. Some of them are like down tempo, ambient, sort of wandering the streets in the mist vibe, and the other ones are like hard, balls to the wall, metal, gunfight, whatever, action chase scene. This one feels a bit romantic almost. But then what I do is I stick with that one. I don't like flip-flop around. That's been one of my problems in the past, is like not being able to just try and stick with one. And that's a vocal one, so that's not going to help. Okay, I think I've got one here. It's more gentle. To me, gentle is easier because I don't have like the plugins for this hard kind of aggressive dubstep stuff. Okay, so let's go with that. I've got a reference track in mind here. So where I usually start, if it's one of these low brooding ones, I'm going to just get it like a typical drone note, like a low drone note that I can use. So let's get that out now. Okay, we also got to get rid of the all the filter conditions. So let's go back to the pre-master and just kind of turn off that auto filter. Get to the bass. Two octaves too high. That's cool, but I don't like the arpeggiator. That's cool. It's got a bit of movement to it, which I don't really want. I don't really want any kind of oscillator on it. So let me head over to my personal library of Cyberpunk sounds. Over time, over the last couple of weeks, as I've been producing this pack, I've been saving presets, and all the presets are going to be included in the download, which is available on Patreon. For $6 a month or more, you get access to my whole library. It's currently about 30 packs, I think, and that's just going to grow and grow and grow and grow and grow. Okay, where was it? It was a nice, let's try Creekbank bass. And oh wait, before we do that, let's also just save this one. I want to save this one as wobbly flag. Yeah, let's give that a yes. I just need to kind of make a yeah. Okay, cool. I think there was actually a second thing here, but I'm going to just call this wobbly flag for some reason. Bass wobbly dirt. I'm going to call it wobbly dirt. Alright. Bobby Butler Music. Do you only use Ableton plugins like Operator, etc.? Yeah, glad you noticed that. No is the short answer. And I also don't just use Ableton. I use Reaper. But with this John Bartman Music YouTube channel thing, I only supply Ableton project files which have default devices, so that there are no dependencies for the end user. So when you download all of these templates, they're all stuff that you should be able to load out of the box without any issues, as long as you have Ableton Live 11 or later. So 11.1, 2, 3, 12, they'll all be able to load these packs. No missing samples, no dependencies, nothing like that. And that makes it harder, because obviously I could just load up native instruments and start making massive sounds. But the idea is that they're kind of templates. They're cool tracks on their own, but they also, like, I want to push myself and see how much I can do with just the default devices. So you're never going to see like stuff on the screen that's like VST interfaces and stuff like that. It's always going to be just Ableton Live. Maybe I'm stupid. Maybe I'm trying to make things like very difficult for myself. I don't know, but I just also feel like the dudes out there, like 21, and don't know how to set up a VST folder. They've just downloaded a cracked version of Ableton for the first time. And I could be a place where, they're like, oh, this is good music, but also you don't need to like go and like try and figure out how to actually make it sound like it does in the video on YouTube. So that's kind of part of the upsell. So yeah, spread the word if that sounds good. I mean, I've got like I said, about 30 of these packs already available on Patreon, and that's $6. You can do a once off, just buy it for 1 month and then cancel your order or something like that. Main thing is not about earning cash. Like I said, it's about finding the other people, finding the people who are into this type of this way of thinking, really, this way of working, this vibe. It's a great question, man. Thanks for asking that. Thanks for noticing that. What I'm looking for now is bass wobbly dirt. That's right. This entire thing, I'm gonna just group that all together and rename it here. Bass wobbly dirt. Go, 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 go. Yeah, I had a great time last night. Yesterday's stream was one of the best. People just popped in and just made it fun. So cool. I'm going to add that to the list of Ableton Live presets, and then this, like I said, these will all be available in the actual the pack downloads on Patreon. Cool, so that's that out the way. Now let's get a different one of these basses in and seeing which one's appropriate for the sound I'm going to try and create now. That one's got a 5th note in it. Can you hear that? I don't know if that's what I want. Yes, this is kind of the right territory. Let's hear it. Yes, okay, that's it, yeah. Okay, what we can do though is get rid of the delay. I can see there's a delay at the end of the chain, so we'll just turn that off. And I also just want the attack value to come up a little bit. We don't... Oh, it's the filter value. The filter attack value is... let's see... It's under... Okay, I'm just trying to find around here. There we go. Cool. Bobby Butler Music says, gotta get Live 12. It'll change how you work. Yeah, so I hear, man. I've got 2 reservations about Live 12. I assume you use that at the moment. But yeah, I see the browser's a lot better. The browser resembles like native instruments now. So you can like search by keyword and things are categorized better. And then there's also a lot more emphasis on generative music. So you've got the Euclidean rhythm generator, and you've got ways of changing large banks of the track without doing much of the reprogramming. So, the tuner function where you can like change keys and change scales and that. So I think it's more like, it's like heavier lifting. It's like painting with like a giant roller instead of like a fine toothbrush or whatever, which is great if you want to get a lot of stuff done. But I haven't had a chance to mess around with it yet. One issue with it though is that I would have to if I was working in Live 12, then I would have to refactor my whole sort of value offering, because currently I'm releasing like these standalone packs and with no dependencies, and I'm worried that I would exclude a lot of people if I was just releasing in Live 11, in Live 12, because fewer people have it, you know, and Live is not backwards compatible as far as I know. I don't think you can open up Live 11. You can open up Live 11 projects in 12, but not the other way around. Filter, there it is, cool. Filter frequency, and then it gradually. I mean, it's amazing, all the sound routing stuff. And at the end of the day, it's it's what you do with the tools, you know. Like, I know, like, there's a story of this hit album, Chromeo band from like the early 2000s. They released this album which was like, it was made in like Acid Pro or something. No, Acid Pro is a video editor, but like literally like clicking on a note and then typing like 64 to enter its velocity, and like there was no other way to do it. It was just so old and so jank even at the time, and they made this dope ass album because they were like, I don't know, inspired by their limitations or something. So I never let that thing of like keep up, you know, keep on, you know, using the latest sounds and all that. That's not my model at all. That is a model. That's how you get great, like pop music and keeping up with trends and that kind of thing. But that's not what I'm trying to do here. Like, there's a completely different thing going on over here. This is about inclusivity, I think, about being accessible and not being not putting a buffer between you and other people, you know, like removing those limitations. Okay, cool. I'm not going to get too preachy. That's not what I'm here to do. Cool, here we go. So let's get just a standard bass note. What key should we do it in? I think I've been doing it in a lot of G and D lately. B never feels right. It always feels too low or too high. This swell is still giving me, I don't really like this swell. It's giving me a filter 1 res. There we go, cool. Let's take the res down. That's very high. This is the drive, yeah. Let's see where we're going with this, kids. That's not the sound I'm after. I'm after a... Alright, something to do with the aftertouch. Not aftertouch, but the shape of the filter. No. Don't need that. Okay, cool. There we go. That's actually a better sound. Just doing a bit of sound design here before we progress. Okay, cool. Let me see if it. Let me do this test where you sort of start writing it down and then you figure out if it's annoying you. So let's go with, what were we on, the B flat? Okay, let's do a B flat, and we're gonna duplicate and do it all the way through. So we'll do a 2-bar B flat. Let's duplicate 2 more. And stick that over there. 8-bar B flat note, and let's crop that over there, turn it into a loop, and make sure it's quantized. What happened to my note? How annoying! Oh, got some digital clipping on the mic. Na 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 na. Yeah, by the way, I'm a bit of a cheese ball sometimes, like I do dad jokes and stuff. Okay, it's just, I'm still struggling with this freaking note, man. Okay, that is certainly very annoying. Okay, good, let's just try that out. Cool, it sounds good to me in the headphones. Okay, good guys, we're going to start with this low B flat note, which sounds like it's 2 oscillators. It should be 1. Let's take 1 up, 1. Oh, let's take it down 12. Still not working. Still trying to get a basic sound here. Drive going okay. Alright, cool. Now the next note, or the next patch that I should load up in this this track that I'm trying to emulate is kind of it's a warm sound, and it's got a string, like a bowed instrument, as a bass. So let's go over to the Ableton default library. I'm going to search a wavetable. In fact, let's just go straight to the instrument wavetable and search their strings section. That is pretty much bang on what I'm hearing here. Cruiser strings. So I'm going to take over one of these patches. Let's hear what melody has. Okay, melody was this Japanese sound that I put together, so I'm not going to need that here. It's called Japanese pluck, because Cyberpunk has that style to it, you know, that like underworld sort of Yakuza nightclub vibe, where there's often like very stereotypical Oriental music playing in the background. You need at least one of those in a track if you're going to call it Cyberpunk. And I'm currently listening, well, last night I finished listening to the BBC radio play for Neuromancer, the original sort of Cyberpunk novel by William Gibson, which I read and loved. And I'm also a huge fan of audio drama, so I really had a nice time lying on the couch on Schedule 5 painkillers listening to audio drama about Cyberpunk. This is a beautiful sound. Okay, it's so beautiful, I feel like I'm getting in the way of it. Let's get out of the way of it, man. Okay, found this patch called Cruiser Strings. Let's get away from that too. Oops, just kill that. You can see what I'm doing. Okay, cool. So we're in B flat. Let's try B flat minor here. B flat minor 7. Let's do it up here. I can actually play it. That's too low. Yes, that's definitely got that synthwave sound, right? It sounds like FM brass. Okay, but that minor 7's not working for me because it sounds a bit jazzy. Unless we hold it like this as a sort of introduction. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to do a really atmospheric track to end this album. Track 10 is going to be, let's call it really spacey and dreamy, and maybe even romantic, so we can add some melodic or harmonic progression as opposed to just a drone-based thing, and definitely no like big beat. I've used a beat in a lot of these tracks, and I want to cover a range of genres. So a storyteller could use just this one pack to get their whole soundtrack together. I like that high root note. Okay, let's try this out. This is very Tangerine Dream, you know, it's like a well-established sound. There we go. Just gonna move over, you can see what I'm playing. I'm playing B flat minor to A flat. Okay, let's use that as an opening sound. So I'm gonna turn the click on just so I can hear what I'm going. It's a bit slow. Let's take it, well, it's fast. Let's take it down to say 70, 74. Let's really feel it out. Yeah, okay, this is already, I'm feeling a little bit like. Okay, cool, that's good. I can see where this is going. Great. 4, 1. Oh, you don't want that to just close off on its own there. Alright. It's starting to get cold here in Cape Town. Getting a bit chilly. What's it like where you guys are? Cool. Let's just do a take here. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4. I'm gonna just fill this out. I don't know what's gonna happen. Here we go. bit of magic right there. I can bring that in more slowly and subtly. This is starting to have its effect on me. Like, I can... and then we can add another sort of moment, something that fills that off the cliff drop feeling. Okay, towards the end of the stream, what I usually do, if I've made the effort in setting up a new track here, I grab a guitar and I start noodling around on it. It's a way of idea generation, but it's also kind of a reward for me showing up, for yet another day. So before I go today, I'm going to grab the this court behind me and just screw around with a little bit of very atmospheric sounds. Maybe I'll run it through the old effects pedal. Like, I've got a GT6, Boss GT6, which has got some really nice old sounds, like dated. Even though this is supposed to be a cyberpunk, futuristic, dystopian, what you'll find is that a lot of these distortion effects aren't made for being recorded digitally and run through Valve amps and stuff, so they sound like they shouldn't, and that is also like an emergent property of music that you might find in the future. So I kind of back justify it in that way. Cool, let's immediately add the sweep effect, which I like. It's perfect. It's the type of high-pitched digital distortion that might just run throughout the basis of the track. Yes, I love that. Let's do it immediately. 2, 3. Oh, where is it? Just missed the cutoff. Just missed it. Doesn't matter, I'll just do it manually. And I'm holding down an F note, which is the 5th of the B flat minor. It's the root of the song's 5th, which gives it a little bit of relevance in terms of the actual tonality of the track. I'm not using a lot of music theory in the composition of this album, because I've noticed from the reference tracks that it's got far more to do with sound design than it does with melody and harmony. So I'm kind of just defaulting to the professional sound which I've gotten from the soundtrack. That's great. Nice high-pitched texture there. Another thing we could do, which would work here, is the use of the mod wheel, or the pitch bend wheel. So let's just get over here. You can see my left hand, and I'm going to just modulate this quick. Doesn't sound nice now, but we could get that kind of effect in later. What I sometimes do with the pitch wheel, so let's try this now. I'm going to just do strings. Let's do strings an octave up and bring that up over there. You can hear it now as another layer. You can hear me pitch bending it. Pitch bend works well. The fewer voices there are in the chord, the better it works. So one note would work better here, if you ask me. Yeah, this is cool, man. This is what I need after all these weeks of just creating all this slamming, dubstep influenced, metal influenced music. This is the one sound I haven't done yet, just this kind of... Okay. I'm going to keep it really simple here, watch this. What I'm going to do is... First I'm going to get the click back on, and then get rid of what I just accidentally labeled, and then a little bit trippy, something like that. So I've got a minor 9 chord going here, which is it's basically a B minor with a C in it. It looks like my CPU is starting to crunch a bit. I want to give it some... There we go, let's record that. 4. It's very subtle. In the background you can hear this B minor 9. I'm just going to let it hold while the other pad's doing its work. And then when the other pad drops out, I'll do a pitch drop with my left hand here. 2, here we go, 4. Okay, there we go. I'll record that again. Let's hear it back. You should see the pitch data automation there. Now, one issue I've had with these clips in the past is that unless you actually manually delete the pitch information here, or should I say create a node, which is a reset node, and it's going to have to be here, but I don't want it to be audible. I don't want it to be like suddenly you can hear a jump. So I'm going to do it like that and then crop the clip. Let's get back to there. So there's a bit of admin going on here. And we'll see how this sounds in the context of it. Turn off that, turn off the click, and listen. Good. So there's enough of a good attack release envelope so that it doesn't sound like it's going and jumping back up. There's no sudden movements. We don't want to scare anyone here. Cool. So I'm doing okay here. This is so exciting because this is the final track of this pack, and once I'm done with what I'm making now, this is going to be the end of the first pass, all the rough skeleton composition. Then I go back and I do a kind of more of a mixing thing. It might take another couple of weeks, but the point is you're refining it over time, re-listening to tracks, removing those things that stick out, and making sure that it's pleasing to your ear before delivering it to the world for free as a Creative Commons music track. There's some other exciting stuff going on. I mean, oh, geez, man, I've got, like, this is just, oh, shit, man. Sorry, I forgot my hip is injured. There's a lot of cool stuff going on in John Bartman's world at the moment. I'm also interested in like what's going on in your guys' worlds, because let's face it, we're not all here to just have a talk about me. So yeah, if you've got anything going on, or if you made any progress on your tracks, that's kind of why I'm here. I want to hear what you guys are up to, man. Send me links to your stuff, send me links to your profiles, your videos. I'll check them out, and yeah, I'll give you a high five, or see if there's any possibility of collaboration, or, whatever it is, man. Like, I'm here to just meet you guys. Okay, behind me is an amp. I'm going to go turn it on, and then you're going to hear a little buzz. Let me just prep everything first. You can already hear the buzz. You're going to see some of the effect of that going on here on the guitar channel. Cool. Today is a chilled out day. Yeah, let's listen to that while we just... I really wish I could sit with my leg up, but as mentioned previously, so we've got some distortion here. I'm gonna just put the cans behind me so I can play. This is going to have to go over the top as usual. It's a mission because of the cables. Wires, there's so many. Wires. Okay, let's try this out. Okay, let's get the tuner up. I think it's over here on this channel. No, it's on guitar there. Oh, sorry about the crunching and this dissonant tuning sound. I'll kill the stream in about 5 minutes. Let's just screw around a bit with the guitar before then. We've got a drop D tuning. Is that going to work? Sounds nice to me. Okay, so we could do a little bit more effects after, so post-production. I want to just get the core feeling in there for now. Firstly, get some nice feeling sounds in here. It's a bit too crunchy maybe. So it's gonna have to be single note stuff. I don't want to hear too much distortion. So this guitar is good for snap, like it's a blues guitar, so like short attack times. It's not really appropriate for this track. What we actually want to sustain, I might have to whip out the other guitar. Let's just screw around. Like I said, this is not where we're doing any progress. This is just for fun. So I'll give you a clue, a hint. If you're making music and you're just doing something for fun, make sure you're ready to just hit record. Like set everything up so that if something strikes and you're like, oh, that's great, and then you can just hit record without having to plug cables in. So that's what I've done now. I've just kind of created the favorable circumstances. Create favorable circumstances. Creativity is a byproduct of that. And that's too sharp. Got to do some nice bends. I do a lot of this kind of thing in the previous two albums I've worked on, like Retro Boogie and GTA, action game montage, game action montage. Kind of works. It's supposed to be very sad, isn't it? Try getting to space now, just for a few minutes. I do have a delay on this. Man, I'm crunching. I don't like it at all. I really don't like it, man. Just turn that off. Just get rid of the auto filter. Just trying to kill some of this CPU crunch. You know, without like going and... Oh wait, it isn't. That's interesting. Okay, let's get rid of some of the unused channels. Should drop it down. What I was hoping for now was some delay on this. Let's hear it. Still got a... Let's try this out. There is delay on that, yeah, just not too much. Let's get rid of that. Stop that. Not gonna need this kit. Let's kill that. And let's just kill the sub channel. We've got a lot of samples in there that aren't being used. Gonna have to reload some stuff tomorrow, but it's fine. You know what, the best thing I can do is actually, sorry. I know this is like beating around the bush a bit, but what I want to do is just get the audio buffer down. 256, no wonder. Okay. Let's just change that real quick. We don't need it to be 256, do we? Nah, I think 5.